Absolutely.
Hello, how are you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm okay.
Hey, Farhan. Hey, Bradley.
Hi, Yuri. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good.
Hello, Yuri.
Hey, Bradley, what's up?
Nothing much.
Is it cold in Switzerland?
My I I live in an old house and sometimes it seems colder than it should be.
Okay.
So maybe need to get that checked. So we'll wait a couple of minutes for other folks to join. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Let's wait a little bit. Chat
All
about
right.
weather. Is it my connection or Bradley's connection?
I'm on a wired connection down here, but it's it's pretty bad. So I think the router is about to kick it. So it's quite old. It's having
Well, actually,
trouble.
they kind of sensitive to the temperature. So I had this hiccup. Uh, so my router is near the balcony, right? And whenever somebody opens the balcony in winter, the internet starts to glitch. So it's like really like a reaction to the cold. So everything can happen.
Yeah, I still have a problem with one of these monitors that when I have the MacBook attached to the monitor, if I rub my hand across the table, the monitor turns off. And this actually,
For magic.
this happened, I think, in the last call even. So, and I had to come back in. So I don't know. I think it's a very interesting setup I have here. All right, maybe we start and then we see if other people come. What do you think? So
Yeah,
it's
that's good.
recorded anyway, so I'll pull this up here. I think you can see it. Let's see. I just share the screen. I don't care. There we go. So again, this is now in this is now in Markdown, so it's local. Actually, this has been put up as a work in progress pull request, so you can see it. But it'll be merged in afterwards. So um, this is the agenda for today. Let me see. As usual, just stop me if
Mhm.
if you want to talk about something else or if you have more detail about something. So we have this project board here, which let me see if I click on it. Um, there's a due to Yuri's heroics, right? I'll just say that first off. We went from 46 open issues or we went down from 67 to 46 open issues. So if we open this up, we can see which issues are currently open, right? Um, I don't know if there's something on here that anybody wants to talk about right now, but it's nice that this is cleaned up. It's nice to remember that this is here and to use it as a way to organize things that are going forward. So thanks for
Yeah,
that.
and it is like thanks a lot to Michal to also responding to some stale events. So we also cleaned up some of the old ones and updating the potential in some existing ones too, like a consistent hashing strategy, for example. So this layout, right? So what I did on this board that wasn't there before. So whenever we create an issue, everything is automatically appears in to-do list. Simple stuff, but it wasn't there. Now it is automatically added. The planned and in progress, I just roughly evaluated from my point of view what is roughly planned and what is in progress according to the actual status, what is in the works. And definitely feel free to add or suggest to remove stuff if something doesn't make sense or you want to include the work and this kind of stuff. The board should be live, right? So yeah, let's use it.
Okay, and then so some KubeCon news, right? So the co-located talk, I think we said last time was waitlisted. Um, that just means that uh, somebody will have to drop out for that talk to be accepted, right? So it may or may not be accepted. The Maintainer Summit talk was accepted since the last call, so this is it's a panel discussion on the Sunday before KubeCon at the Maintainer
Mm.
Summit. So I think there's three or four other folks, and we'll have a chat about how security reviews help projects going forward.
Aha,
So
so it's not a maintainer track and it's dedicated maintainer summit talk. Okay, it's even cooler.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
because there like a focused attendees list, right?
yeah. Yep.
Uh,
And I actually think this is a link to that. Let me just make sure. Yep. So this is that talk. It's called, the impact of security
oh,
self-assessments. Yep.
Orlin is there. Nice. I know.
Yeah.
He's cool
So
dude. Yeah.
this Brant, he's going to be the moderator, right? And we'll be chatting about that topic. So I
All
have,
right.
of course, the coolest profile here. So
It will be to German. Okay, that's important.
so yeah, so that'll be on I think that's the 21st of March. So,
Nice.
or
So
the
you'll
20,
be.
22nd of March. It's the day after rejects, but the day before the conference
Wait,
begins.
wait.
So
It says Wednesday.
that is not what I expected, but I'll have to check that. You're right,
That
it does
that's
say
what
Wednesday,
that
March
that what
25th.
that what confused me because here is the schedule
Oh, yeah,
of
that's
the
interesting.
main event. So it looks like it
Okay.
is not Maintainer Summit. It's on Maintainer track of the main KubeCon. And
Oh, okay, yes. I didn't realize that.
yeah, so this is actually part of main event. So
Oh, yeah, you're
potentially
right.
more attendees, right? So yeah.
Okay,
So it
good.
has a pros and cons. And maintainer summits is like maintainer only group, like engineering ones. And here, like anybody can drop in, right, from the conference attendees. Like so, cool. You got a basically KubeCon main track accepted.
It was a
Congrats,
little
man.
confusing, right? Because when I was trying to sign up for this, right,
Mm.
they said you can sign up at this particular link, but to sign up, you have to sign up by a certain date, and you must be on the maintainer's CSV, right? And so then I thought, well, okay, the maintainer summit is before, and so it's actually a little confusing. I didn't realize until now that it's during the main event, but I guess that is better for audience, yeah. So that's
Mm.
great,
Cool.
cool.
Yeah, maybe it's like a similar requirements for maintainer track as for maintainer summit to be on the maintainer list, if it makes sense. Maybe like that's my high level assumption. Yeah.
I think it's a net win. We get more
Yeah, yeah,
eyeballs, so more people can hear
totally.
about
Yeah.
KGBs. The kiosk
Yep.
was approved, right, Yuri? We've got I
Yep.
think one session this time.
One, one sandbox slot. Yeah. Well, in Atlanta it was two because we were lucky, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So some kiosk canceled the participation, and somebody super kind to us in from organizators list offered us this opportunity. So that's why it was two, not one. So whenever we get to incubating, we should get every time two slots.
yeah, yeah. And I think again back on that, we talked last time. I think incubating will happen. I'm guessing it'll be certainly after KubeCon Amsterdam, but it will be before the next Salt Lake. So maybe around, May or June. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think it will
Yeah.
be too much longer after the next KubeCon. So
Yeah, so last meetup was in Basel, so I guess incubating will be celebrated where? In Prague or somewhere more exotic location? Maybe we visit Farhan and he throws us some party.
yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
So
Yeah, sure.
we have no lightning talk this time, it looks like.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. And we submitted a few things to the Rejects conference, which is, I'm sure, the Saturday before the conference, the 21st. So
Ah, yeah,
um,
break KGB. Like this is hilarious. I
yeah,
hope it will be like accepted.
I thought by the title alone this would be
Yeah.
accepted to KubeCon. I mean, I submitted it just like that with no content, and they said no, so I don't know. No, yeah, so for incubation, the adopter reviews are a work in progress, as we said last time. I still need to make sure that everything on the incubation application is up to date. The big things on there are the big thing actually is governance, right? The licensing stuff is more or less handled. So we still need to figure out if we need a steering committee and how other projects do this more or less. We've got a couple of links, and we've got the due diligence review, which is this is part of the overall application. You can see the links there. Any questions on anything to do with the incubating application?
We are not blocking anything, right? So we didn't get any
No, not that I
feedback,
know of.
right? So like finally interviewing adopters, right? That's what we
Yeah.
know as of now. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah. And then there were a couple of issues that I saw that you worked on, Farhan. Thank you again. And I just was when I was looking at some of the issues that Yuri was closing over the weekend. When I was looking at those, I kept thinking we've got solutions now in these tickets, or we've got workarounds that we specified in these tickets. Maybe those could go into some common location that people could find other than in the ticket. So that's the when I had some idea of a knowledge base. I don't know where that might go or if there's a better idea, but you made this nice addition to the documentation already with that blog tab, and I just thought maybe you could also have a knowledge base tab, for example. Okay, and then these
Yeah,
PR.
my
Yep.
only maybe like to think out loud, like
Yep.
what goes to knowledge base and what goes to as a just extension of official documentation. We need to be
Yep.
kind of careful with that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking about things that, if you want to if we do officially document something, then of course it doesn't need to go into a knowledge base, right?
Mm.
So, if there's an official workaround to something and that goes into the official documentation in a way that it's easy for people to find, or, then when someone comes to us again with the problem in Slack, we can say, hey, here's the documentation, right? So, all right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the PRs. So I haven't looked at this in a couple of days, so this could be wrong. But I think there were no chances since the last time for these three PRs. I don't know if there's anything that anybody wants to talk about on these. If you want me to open one up or.
Yeah, these ones, I don't think there is a progress there. I think Dinar updates some of dynamic zones, but not yet opened, not yet changed the draft. So looks like there is a development there, but not yet ready for the final review. I think it makes sense to discuss new PRs by Farhan. Farhan, if you want to
Mhm.
go through them, like a new documentation one and a trivia one. So basically, we can discuss the flow if
Yeah.
you like.
Do you want to, would you like to share the screen, Farhan, for that or?
It's fine. Let me
Okay,
share the screen then.
cool. I'll stop sharing real quickly here. I think there we go.
Mhm. Is it visible?
Yep.
Okay, so I think from my side, there are three PRs. One of them is Trivi implementation. So as soon as I've seen the 1.1 milestone is about to completed with few issues are open. So there were two in 1.1 milestone. One was implementation of Trivia and other was versioning documentation. So I've took up this task. So I've implemented Trivia in the a pipeline like in the build ML and release ML and as well as created few cron jobs to scan every day. Yuri, have checked your inline comments on this, and then I realized, okay, I made it too strict because I wanted to keep it secure, so I didn't realize keep until you said that maybe if we create any front end kind of any PR that is not related to the main Go
Yeah.
language or anything and doesn't come under related vulnerabilities, so it could like block. So I've came across one solution, like one workaround when I was skimming through trivia action, you know, issue. So it
Mm-hmm.
has one, workaround that says continue on error. So it will, even
Mm-hmm.
if there is error, it still continues, and that has given an environmental variable in the, action workflow itself. So I have to try with this, and then if it works, and I think that particular file system workflow would ignore unrelated vulnerabilities, and if we push any css or any unrelated documentation or anything. So that's one thing
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. I think like it's good to collect the vulnerabilities, but if it's not related, we shouldn't block the PR, right? So that's the main thing. And after merge, it's good to have this vulnerability metrics, right? Or like,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, ideally, for a new net change, if it brings in a new vulnerability, we should block it, right? But we should not block if, like, you're updating you bringing in useful functionality, right? Then the
Hmm.
PR is blocked with totally unrelated underlying
Right.
dependencies that is not related to the code, and then we are like contributor loses the focus, right? So we need
Right.
to fix a total unrelated thing. So we want to avoid that. At the same time, we
Hmm.
need to get the usefulness of the security pipeline. So
Right.
like, yeah, I,
So I am looking at this workaround, and if it works, like let me test in my local first. Then
mhm.
if it goes well, then I'll ping you for the review. And then
Okay.
there is another one that would be versioning, I guess. Versioning, yeah, to the MK docs. So
Yeah,
I have,
this looks awesome, by the way. If you can scroll down for the preview, Bradley, look at this beauty. It's amazing.
as you can see, we have versions, and so I've used a logic to only deploy the new latest tag as a version, but when you have mentioned
Mm.
if it deploys all the historical tags also, so I haven't looked for that. But let's say if we get like git tag list of all, and then use that tag to um, push this tags into the our MK docs, we can do that. But I've used for this at this moment, I've used only for the latest one, not for the like the previous tags. So
Yeah, and this 018 is just your local test tag, right?
yes,
Because
yes,
we didn't
I
really,
have
yeah,
used it. Yeah.
yeah. So like, what happens now? Like when we merge it, it will be without versions, right? Because there will be no push event for the version,
Yes,
correct? Yeah.
yes. And then some minor changes because there was some CSS issues with this tab and the header. So I just have fixed that and
Mm.
changed, k8gb. I thought red on golden would be a good thing. Then added banner if it is good. So yeah, so much changes are not there regarding this. Only implemented mic instead of MK docs,
Hmm.
in the same, so it will just use the alias of the version to build it instead of mkdocs. Mkdocs build would just create the stable part of it, will not deploy the latest version. And yeah, no much big changes on this. Then I think there is another one. It's in the issues, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Before we switch, can we go through like this preservation mechanisms that previously
Right,
we
right.
broke some
Yes,
integration
yes.
with Artifact Hub, so this is was not super clear to me. If you open Files tab, yeah, like yeah. You already commented it. It's already
Yes,
been
yes. I fixed
managed.
that.
Yeah.
I fixed that and committed this part.
Okay. Hmm.
So what I have done is I
Uh-huh.
thought when I first thought and when I was reading Mike, I thought, okay, this would eventually will not give the issue like when we had MKDocs, when we created MKDocs and all charts were
Mm-hmm.
broken with Helm, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
thought Mike will not do that, but then I understood, okay, it's just creating that alias for the version and just building
Mm-hmm.
on top of that. It's doing nothing like especially with the Helm charts and everything. So I rewrote the logic, but I wrote in a different way. So I went back and rebased it, and uh, I think that is set. I
Mm-hmm.
have used the previous logic that you have implemented. Yeah, you can see it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, cool.
yeah.
Okay,
So I've
okay,
done
cool.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then, yeah, the other is there any
Yeah,
inline
uh,
comment?
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a way like to push the older tag, even if it's one shot operation? Because like
Yes.
yeah, uh-huh. So that's the
So
one. Okay.
I thought of doing it manually, like maybe why
Mm-hmm.
not do manually, but then that's what initially I've said. Like if we use git tag list and when we pull all those tag list with the inside the workflow and then push the tag list with mic,
Yeah,
then
I want only like maybe last couple of releases, right? I don't want the ancient releases to be there, otherwise it will confuse.
then we can go with like manual way if that would be because we want selective, right? Instead of going for all
Yeah,
versions.
but okay, but isn't like pipeline will rewrite it if you do only manual one?
So,
I mean, like
mm,
pipeline ideally should be kind of idempotent, right? We want to recreate all the desired state with a pipeline run. If we make it like one shot, there is a chance that in future we just override the stale tags and all this kind of stuff. So we just
yes,
need to think like how we do it uh,
correct.
in reproducible manner. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point because it might override and we will have only one version then again.
Yeah. Yep.
So, okay, I'll look at this logic and yeah,
Cool. Thank you.
so two PRs we have and one
Hmm.
more ish, one more. I think so. It's with the metrics testing with Kubernetes 19,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
1908.
one. And also like before I forget, the separate pipeline for OCI build. If you like to test in the isolation,
Yes, I
other
haven't taken a look at that.
yeah. Otherwise, release soon. We can test it in line, but then it will mean that we'll also have to fix it quickly, right? If something goes wrong.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Then yeah, so there is no much update, but since it was working in local, but not in the where's the pipeline? Yeah. So this is the PR. Yes. So the recent one that I have been testing was 5.74 with the K3D version, and that created all three clusters perfectly. And k8gb deployment was created in the workflow. Run Tara test is failing again. So that's the new update. Before it didn't create even the HDNS cluster or GSLB 1, not 2, all these clusters. Now it creates all the cluster and deployment happens. And Runtera test
Uh,
fails.
yeah, maybe like a couple of steps back. Like, do we have like a desired metrics that we are achieving with these tests? Just like we don't spare the useful engineering cycles for like totally unsupported versions, for example, right? So
Mhm.
maybe we can simplify the test matrix.
Initially have used only one Kubernetes
Mm-hmm.
version, just not to
Okay.
complicate things.
Yeah,
Then I
yeah.
have went with, one Kubernetes version, then one K3d version overridden, not for all the clusters. So when it
Mm-hmm.
started failing, I started testing with different versions. So currently this version works well with the clusters, all three clusters. And run Terra test is only where it fails because it expects a IP address of one, and but it gets another IP address. Like at
Mm-hmm.
the end, the host is changing. The runtime test is expecting 0.5 and it's getting 0.9 in the expectations. So that's where it takes longer time and then it fails.
And is there obvious reason for the failure, or is it something hidden by the pipeline?
Mm, could it be any load balancer or like issue with the node port, like any
Mm.
port issue? Like we are including few port issue in the zones, right? Um, 53. So could it be that? I was thinking in that way, but I'm not sure. I think it's hidden. It's not obvious. It's not present there because every time it tests for the expected like IP address, but it fails.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can revisit the testing approach, because if it's like a false positive, then
Mm-hmm.
it do- I do not think that KGB is actually not working in the previous versions, all right? So it's kind of more related to the test setup, and we need to figure out why and simplify the test, because we definitely like what the value of that thing is to deterministically prove that the k8gb controller, there's a whole project set of controllers, right, works reliably on a specified Kubernetes version, and there are no regressions, right? And here we're kind of trying to do that, but it maybe something is not perfect with a local setup or something like that. So just,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Right. It could be the run terrace test one, which needs to be checked.
yeah,
S-
maybe it's actually like misalignment between a test expectation and a test and a
mm,
version under test, this kind of thing. So
mm. So yes, so only four PRs, which includes OCI also. So in OCI,
uh,
I've implemented cosine keyless. So regarding that, I
mhm.
have to add how user could verify these,
Yeah, that'll be cool.
charts.
Yeah, yeah.
That in contributing, I haven't done that. I have to do that one.
Mhm.
So yeah, four PRs from my side.
Cool. Thank you so much for Khan. Really set of consistent, amazing contributions. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent.
Bradley, you
Uh,
can share your screen.
Yeah, Farhan, you actually mentioned something like you look at the roadmap, right, and you've seen the milestone for Trivi, like as a part of milestone,
Yes.
right? So related to the product board cleanup, these milestones are kind of mess now, Bradley. It's mostly for you and me, because you remember historically we were targeting something like, release 1.0. It never happened, and we proceeded with bumping the versions versions incrementally. So in one of the issues, I actually asked you uh, mm, that if we should sync up and kind of rewire the semantics of 1.0, what it will mean for the project after all the enhancement, right? Because we actually overachieved everything that we planned for 1.0, even gateway API is there, right? So we will need some new meaning.
You don't want a big wimpy 1.0 release?
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's something we have to look at again. I think was Gateway API was supposed to be part of that, right?
Gateway API was supposed actually was planned after 1.0. 1.0 was support of all three big clouds, and we supporting them for a real while, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So so it's kind of rolled, further. So
We'll
yeah,
just do
maybe
an honorary 1.0 and just push nothing.
yeah, like ready for incubating kind of 1.0, right? Yeah, but on a serious note, we need to do something with this milestone planning and clean up
Yeah.
the text, right? Uh, because they're apparently useful, like for Han to discover this topic, right? And this is important topic, definitely security pipelines. So I think it's good for the project if we make this additional filter, right? What comes next? So yeah, something like that. Or we stick with some other approach. That's also fine. But we need to just think about like what's the best organization for a pipeline of work. All
All
right.
right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah. Do we have anything else in this fancy Markdown file?
I don't. I don't. I will after the call, once it takes a couple of hours usually, then I get a link to the recording and I'll do all the usual things after that, and then I'll push the thing through. So,
Yeah, it makes sense to highlight the issue and actually a coming contribution from our amazing adopter, uh, nvo.dev, Kelvin from Envio, right? And it's a reasonable issue and also reasonable contribution. I think Kelvin already updated this unit test as well, so it's almost ready to go.
yep, I agree. And we had said we were gonna, and I forgot to put it on the agenda. Sorry about that. It's on there now.
No, no
So,
worries. Yeah, yeah, cool. It just uh, very useful contribution, I think, because in reality, on these whatever ingresses and all these networking resources, there is a huge chance that the zones will be mixed with the global and non-global ones, right, pointing to the same service. So this is actually a very practical enhancement. So I like it.
yep,
So I will make a final review probably today, tomorrow, and we will get it merged soon.
excellent. All right, I gotta get going.
Soon.
Good to
All
see you
right,
both.
guys.
Let me know if there's something I can
Likewise.
help with.
Thank
Cheers.
you so much. Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye.